Oh, there's Minsk.
Take a moment. Savor our victory. Long may the coast winds carry our names. My powers, they're draining. Just like Mazura said they would. A small price to pay in the grand scheme of things.
Hell yeah.
The city will cheer us, but it is the triumph itself, the very smiting of evil, that should lift our hearts.
I can't feel the tadpole. They must have all died with the brain. That means we can't turn into mind flayers.
Yeah, but it's stuck in there.
Not that there's necessarily anything wrong with being a mind flayer, of course.
It makes little difference to me. I did what I had to secure my freedom. And in spite of your resistance to evolution, you have proved a good ally.
Yeah, I don't want tentacles coming out of my face. You know what? We couldn't have done it without you, buddy.
I'm glad you think so. I did my best.
Oop. Get Yankee are, leaving now. Damn, I couldn't help them. Ah, Lizelle.
Look. The Githyanki take flight.
With the Githyanki gone, there's nothing left but the silence of the city. Smoldering, waiting to be rebuilt.
What comes now? I cannot remember the last time we did not have a grand purpose to work towards.
Let's get out of this godforsaken city. I hear is lovely this time of year. I think a celebration is in order.
Heroically spoken. We must find an inn. Minsk has been banned from his share of alehalls, but I am sure you and Boo can speak for me.
I will not be joining you. I fear my presence will be no more welcome in the streets of the city than it ever was.
No, Boo, I will not miss the illicit. That is but manful sweat in my eye.
I will miss you, too.
Now that you no longer live in each other's minds, it's hard to tell if the mind flayer is being sincere, though perhaps no harder than it ever was.
Whatever the next step, the path will still be there come morn.
I love that she's wearing that stupid hat.
There is no harm in taking a moment to honor the fallen. Then, quite honestly, to sleep.
Oh, that's right. We gotta...
We did it, soldier. The city's going to be all right. And so are you.
Carla.
Engine's finally cooked. Held on just long enough. So, how'd I do?
You were spectacular in every way.
So are you. My friend. My companion. I adore you. Careful! Hot! I never gave up. I did my best. I did my best. It's the one thing I can't beat, isn't it? I wanted to live in my city with my friends. But life is for the living. And I saw... Goodbye, son. Goodbye, sea. Goodbye.
No, stop. I won't allow this. Karlak, you're coming with me. Back to Avernus. We can't let her die. Not like this.
I'm not
Not
crying.
now.
You're crying.
You can't.
All right. Well, go, Karlak. We'll be with you. You won't be alone anymore. It's your decision, Karlak. You have to choose. We'll go with you. Zariel won't be able to touch you. Ooh, that's a pretty good one. Even enough, Karlak. The three of us will make a new life in Avernus together. Will, you've done enough. I should be the one who goes with Karlak. You can still live. We'll do it together. What do you say? Yeah, you know what? It's your decision, Carla. You have to choose. Will go with you, and Zarya won't be able to touch you.
So, what do you say? Die here now, or live on with the blade of Avernus at your side. Zariel won't touch you. I swear it, Karlak.
Fine. I'll go.
Yay!
Well, with you. But we have to go. Now.
Yeah, I figured.
I can't hang on much longer.
Yay! Okay, Carla's saved. Woo. It's nice. I like that those two are going buddy-buddy together. I would have gone, but I'm sticking with Shadowheart. Even though that romance isn't actually happening.
It's over. And it's all because of you. You, who were destined to become a thrall. Thanks to you, there will be no Illithid empire, no death
Scratch.
god's tyranny.
I really was welling up there with tears there for a second.
You have earned your place amongst the legends of the Sword Coast. You are the saviors of Baldur's Gate.
I have a huge smile on my face. Finally! Beat the game.
6 months
Ooh,
have passed
wait.
since you defeated the Netherbrain. And since then, you have seen more of life than you ever thought possible. You are greeted as a savior, a champion, a hero. But sometimes you feel like something else entirely. An adventurer, a traveler, a survivor. You faced down the gods. You thwarted the grand design. Anything seems possible. But before you can write the next chapter of your story, you must end this one. That's why you're going back to where all of this began, answering an invitation to gather with your allies and friends.
Hey, Wither. Ooh.
Thou wert called here, some from above, some below. For with thine bond, together thou hast kept the wheel of fate spinning when it threatened to halt. Though thou wert drawn far apart in the months after the collapse of the Absolute, tonight, fate renews thy bond once more. Thou shouldst take care to preserve it. It is a great weapon, wielded in the hand of good. Go. Know one another once more.
Right, so this was the Epilogue update that happened. And, ooh, okay. let's take a little gander at who's around, because I know... Okay, so now we can peel back the curtain just a little bit from the main playthrough here. And we can talk about the obvious missing people with the vampire boy and Gale. I'm actually quite curious if they're here as well. I don't see them. Oh, and there's a clothing chest and everything. We got some people. Okay, so I don't see... Who the hell are you? I don't know what you are. I don't know. Right. So I guess this is the epilogue update that they updated the game with for, like, proper closure and meme things. Let's see how this works. Let's actually go around and see who's here, because I saw most everybody. Who the hell are you?
You made it! Now the
That's
revelry
Halsin.
can truly begin.
That's Will. What's over here? Oh, this is okay. This is where we go when we're done. But we've still got plenty of people to talk to. Alright, well, I guess...
There's a face I know well indeed.
You know what? Let's talk to Volo first. He's a shit bard, but...
Ah, my dear friend, it's been an age, has it not? You're looking very well indeed. Our skeletal friend will be very pleased to see I found my way here, despite my invitation getting lost in the post.
Yeah. You come seeking statements for your next tell-all? It's wonderful to see you, Volo. How have you been? You again? Getting yourself into more trouble, I presume. Have you come seeking, more statements for your next tell-all?
Oh, I wouldn't bother you with such things during a party. And anyway, I've gotten quite good at replicating your signature, so you needn't even bother with the release form.
What?
You might help me with the title, though. I'm considering The Hero and Me. What do you think?
Presuming I'm the hero. I love it. Presuming I'm the hero, right?
Oh, that would be telling, wouldn't it? But believe you me, my friend, not a word could have been written without you. Perhaps, once the manuscript is finished, you'd even be willing to write a foreword? Or better yet, I'll write a draft and you can just sign your name. Better still, I'll sign it for you. Ah, your success really has been wonderful for my reputation. But you mustn't let me hog your attention all night, my friend. You've many friends to chat to, and I'd love to listen in.
All right. Jaheira, you're up next. Sure, let's go say hi to you.
Well, now. You can make yourself presentable when you have a mind to.
That makes one of us. I've learned a lot since last we met. I missed you too, Jaheira.
How nice to be understood again. I have spent the past months bickering with builders and bankers, all to restore the city exactly as it was. Same twisting alleys for purse pickers, same wooden buildings ready to get burnt by next year's dragon, same cisterns overflowing, huh?
Ooh, I even have Baldarian. I heard rumor the upper city was destroyed beyond recognition. You're not happy to see the city restored to the former glory. It's a kip, but it's our kip. No, I'm not really a Baldarian. How do you think the rebuilding is going? What are the Harpers up to? I heard that the upper city was destroyed beyond recognition.
The upper city has been almost entirely rebuilt. That's where the gold is. Even the builder's scaffolds are cleared from the streets. No dust left to sneeze at. Baldorians simply get on with it. Stubbornness, civic spirit, plain stupidity. Perhaps all three. but nothing I will sniff at any longer. Harpers have come from half the world over to lend aid. Farmers, masons, healers.
Good.
My own son, George, has been wooed to their ranks. Already he plans crop cycles in Worm's Crossing.
Oh.
Not so for my daughter. Ryan's rejoined the Flaming Fist. Temporarily, you understand. To organize the craftsmen. Though she spends more time locking up comrades for pocketing aid funds. They might learn a thing or two, if they don't expel her. Again.
Just like, yeah, you know what? You raised her good. All well and good. But what about you? I want to hear what you've been up to. You must be proud of them. Wait, you have children? No, we know that. All well and good. What about you?
There is still much to do. People to house. A Harper network to rebuild. I may have little love for this city, but so long as my family chooses to serve it, I can do no less.
Let me lend a hand. I want to join the Harpers if you'll have me. Look after yourself. I hope you can rest soon. Now, I wouldn't want to... I'm more of a free spirit in that kind of sense. Well, look after your health, Jaheira. I hope you can rest soon.
The songs of my suffering will break hearts from here to the Hordlands, I am sure. Be well, cub. We will speak again. But first, I must inspect the refreshments. You'll never know. Some ne'er-do-well might have tampered with the wine.
In a good way? Halsin!
You would think someone of my vintage would be inured to the passage of time. Yet these past 6 months have seemed endless without your company. But now, our paths cross once more.
Let me guess, it's as nature intended. Feelings mutual. Missed ya. Honestly, time flows by. You sound almost sentimental, considering we didn't really get along. No, we got along. The feeling's mutual. Missed ya.
We have all pined for each other's company, I sense. I cannot imagine otherwise after what we shared. That bond was forged in a crucible that can never be stoked again, Oak Father willing. It is a bond that can weather any distance, any passage of time. I know it can, for I feel the longing for old friends in my heart each day.
Sounds like you need a hug. You sound like you need a drink. That's life, I'm afraid. Can't go back. Future's ours to write. Who knows? You sound like you need a hug.
I always do. Should I ever decline, assume a doppelganger has taken my place.
Ah, buddy. Hands above the belt. Watch it.
That was more than worth the wait.
I'm sure there'll be more to come. Ooh, that's quite a squeeze you put on me, Halsin.
Apologies. You can probably understand my eagerness. I shall be as gentle as a feather next time.
Fine.
Now,
Too horny.
we have much to catch up on. Do not allow me to ramble on. I am eager to hear all you've been doing.
I want to hear about life that you've made. I can listen to you talk all day if you insist. Let's talk about me. I don't want to talk about it. Stay eager a little longer. I'll come back. Oh, yeah, no, I want to hear about your life, what you've done.
In that case, very well. Our community grows rapidly. In 6 months, we have turned what was once a shadowy wasteland into a true home for all. In another 6 months, I would wager the scars of the past will be entirely invisible, even to those who remember them. The old masonry of Moonrise Towers and Rythwin have been repurposed into new homes, and the land is rich with harvests and bountiful trees. Nature and civilization are in harmony, stronger together.
Nice. 9 wagon. Oh, I recall you have a few young wards to take care of. 9 wagons of them, wasn't it?
Ah, my greatest purpose and greatest reward. Those children have been through more than fate had any right to cast at them, and yet they go on as resilient as anything in nature. I impart what knowledge I can to them, yet, in truth, they teach me far more. The land we saved is theirs, and they will cherish it, I'm sure. Thaniel and Oliver shall never want for friends again.
I'm gonna have to see this place for myself.
You are welcome whenever you like, and for however long you please. Now, please, tell me all, and spare no details. I shall not lie. I have an ulterior motive in wishing to hear all. It is the children, you see. My charges. Their appetite for bedtime tales is greater than I could ever have anticipated. Another story, Daddy Halsin. Another is the chorus that greets me each nightfall. They have all but exhausted my repertoire in but a few short months. No mean feat given the lifetime I have lived. I desperately need new material, please. My reputation is at stake.
Alright. Had I known bedtime tales were a possibility, I'd have sought you out at camp. I expect you'll have a few tales that you'll need. Alright. Let's see what yeah, you know what? Let's see what I have.
I am all ears. Though I never cared for that phrase. A rather unsettling image.
Regale Halsin with a tale of the past 6 months. Recent exploits, sparing no details. True, it might be a little flat. You know what? Last 6 months.
You have kept yourself busy. I expected no less, in truth.
Sure,
I shall be able to keep the children enthralled for a few more nights yet, thanks to you. And should you wish to retell of your exploits in person, well, I shall not object to a night off.
Say no more.
It would be cruel of me to hoard you all to myself for the evening, as much as I would like to. I shall leave you to the others for now, unless there was anything else.
Nope. Tell me about Thaniel and Oliver. Still partial to roaming in bear form, I take it? You seem more settled than I expected you. What of the Grove? Oh yeah, what of the Grove?
On occasion, but I prefer not to interfere. Francesca of the High Forest is Archdruid now, and by all accounts, she has proven to be a steady and wise influence. Even Korga may yet find true balance, thanks to her influence.
Didn't she die? I'm very certain no, she did die. Yeah, she did. Alright, turn to leave.
Before you go, I have something for you. Just a little keepsake, really. Do you remember how I told you I like to whittle?
No.
I made this.
Made this. Hands a log over.
Ducks are my favorite, but
Cute.
I thought they were particularly fitting in this case. They are migratory birds, of course, traveling far and wide with the turn of the seasons. Yet, they always find their way back to where they belong. Just like old friends find themselves back in each other's company.
It's lovely, thank you.
Just a token to remember me by.
Oh, how could I forget?
Now, I've taken up enough of your time. Go on. Enjoy the festivities. We can speak again later.
Sure. Aww. How much stuff do I have? Yeah, look at that. Whittled duck. Yum. Oh, Will. Speaking of whittled.
There you are, my friend.
Wiltled?
Breathe deep. Can you smell it?
Brimstone? You know, nature. Sure, let's do a roll here. Yeah. Oh, what is that smell?
You take in every scent the night breeze carries. Sweet honeysuckle, tender violets, and an earthy fragrance you can't quite recognize.
Yeah, what she said.
Forest trees draped in moss. Bittersweet, smoky, and that faintest hint of vanilla. A far cry from the rancid Avernus heat that's been clogging my lungs. I swear, Karlach and I have felled enough cambions to build a fortress with their horns. Who'd have thought that just one of those fiends held the key to escaping Avernus for good? One of them sported a map and some blueprints. If you want all the gory details, Karlach can fill you in.
I miss traveling with you. You were pleasant to have around. How have you been faring without your warlock powers? Ooh. Oh, you know what? How have you had time to visit your father?
I've seen him more than a few times, and he's as proud of me as I am of him. He's leading the city's renewal, opened the gates to all newcomers, rebuilt the council from scratch.
Nice.
And he's back in his element, commanding the Flaming Fist with brave heart and no shortage of empathy. The likes of Gortash can bend people's minds with a few chosen words. No tadpole needed. Bane's Chosen primed the Fist for a war they weren't meant to win. He convinced them there was an assassin hiding in every shadow, that cruelty was the correct answer to crisis. With a few exceptions, fathers pardoned every last Fist. If my forgiveness not be Tyr's will, so be it. I shall forgive them all the same. His words, not mine. He still believes in the bow and the blade, but with Floric's help, he's teaching the Fist a new lesson. Valor is found not in the wounds you inflict, but in the lives that you have bettered. May they all take it to heart.
How have you been without your warlock powers?
I think the splinters I made out of the last bone devil I saw speak for themselves. Not to pat myself too hard on the back, but I'm not such a bad ranger if I do say so myself.
You know what? I miss traveling with you.
I've missed you too. The rush of battles we fought, the heart-to-hearts, the nights around the fire, the comfort of knowing I didn't face the unknown alone. If I had to do it all over again, and I'd rather not, to be clear, I can't imagine not having you at my side.
Yeah. You were good to have, even though you were a replacement for Lizelle. You became a really good replacement, and honestly, I should have had you from the beginning.
Well, that's enough hell talk for the moment. The night's young. You shouldn't go wasting it. Or wasting any of the wine, for that matter. I plan on downing half a bottle myself. Oh, did I say half a bottle? I meant half a dozen.
Hell yeah. With that, that's Will. Who do we
gang
have
is
over
here.
here? Mince!
Wish I'd had time to polish up the horn.
We are not
They actually
dreaming.
showed the hamster!
It is our old friend.
I love it! It's actually there now. Good to see you too, Minsk.
Oh, and it is good to be seen. Oh, after so many days down in the dark, Minsk began to wonder if he was some blind bug who had only dreamed himself to be large and bulksome. You will forgive the aroma, I hope. We were not expecting the Dusty One to open a portal to our very cell. Boo had a moment to lick himself clean, but there is a little too much of Minsk to cover.
Why were you in a cell?
Minsk and Boo have been helping, of course. We guard the streets, while Jaheira is occupied with harperish matters. The Zentarum rule the city's underbelly, so Minsk and Boo went to give them a tickle. There were harsh words, battle cries, some manner of head wound. We awoke in a Zentish cell, awaiting trial by noble combat. Execution, says Boo, though I am not sure of the difference. It is a long walk to the gallows, and Minsk still has his fists, no?
You're gonna get yourself killed if you can't fight everyone you disagree with. The Zhentarim are peacekeepers in the city now, Minsk. You have to live with that.
The Zent may keep their peace, so long as Minsk may keep his steel. We shall see which is the first to shatter, But leave such matters for the morn. Tonight is for celebration and the telling of tales. How have you filled your days since we tore the sticky tyrant from the sky?
Happily putting all of it behind me. Finding more adventures whenever I can, without any tadpoles this time, thankfully.
Without tadpoles, Boo. Forgive my hamster squirrelishness. He has developed something of a taste for tadpole, and is displeased by the diet I have placed him on. But no better cure than the company of friends.
Oh, I love
There
that
is
little
much
guy.
merriment to be made before the night is done. Go, and greet the others. Minsk shall make himself presentable.
Yeah, there's a closed chest over
This
there.
pond shall do nicely, Boo. Though I see no soap. So you shall have to blow the bubbles for me.
Really, honestly, very funny. Ooh, dagger +1. Don't need that. Where is Carla?
Oh, shit.
Ooh, you're looking good.
Oh, my God. He wasn't kidding. Withers, you mad bastard! You brought me back! Soldier. It's really you. I've missed you, man. Like, I've really missed you. And you're so clean.
I missed you too.
I'd say so. Can't think of who's been carrying your pack now that Kay's out of commission. Man, we had some good times.
She's not lying.
Wish Will and I had more time to reminisce, but surviving Avernus is just non-stop. Still, having him there has been incredible. You really can get through anything with someone you love at your side.
Oh, they
but hey,
did get together.
Guess what we found? Cambion dropped a map with directions and blueprints for Zariel's own private forge. A fucking forge! Our current plan is to get in, grab a smith, and force him to fix old Rusty. Or maybe give me a brand new model that can live outside Avernus. You haven't seen the last of old Karlak yet,
That's-
soldier.
If I can help, I'm in. I'm so glad to hear that you might be able to fix your heart. You must be so happy. If anyone can survive Avernus twice, it's you. I hope not. Good luck. If anyone can survive Avernus twice, it is you.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Keep a bottle of something good in the icebox for me, huh? Mama Kay's coming home before too long. Can I look you up when I'm out?
Better, or I'll hunt you down myself. As long as the devil doesn't put too many holes in you in the meantime, let's say our goodbyes now. When, you'd better.
Hey, that would be kind of fun, though. High-stakes hide and seek. Honestly, I'd be curious to see if you could land a blow or two. Gods, is it good to see you again. To be here, together. Hard not to get used to it all over again. This won't be the last time. I promise.
See, so
Good here.
before we go into Shadowheart, there's a thing. So, I think I mentioned this a couple times before, but my whole oh god, why am I getting teary-eyed? My whole character kind of thing with Clara here. No, it was Clarissa? Yeah, it was whatever. With this character was she was thief rogue bard kind of was a thief rogue bard out for herself, but truly she wanted like a friend. You know, that ride or die buddy, and I think she found it, and I'm very happy, and especially with Karlak. That is the friendship she has been wanting for a very long time. Also, not to say nothing against Shadowheart,
Starting to wonder if you'd show up.
Are you joking? I've been counting down the days. I have reservations, actually. I thought you might be too bittersweet. Of course I did. You lot could hardly manage without me. You joking? I've been counting down the days.
Honestly? So have I. Oh, come here, will you? It's been forever.
You initiating a hug? I might still have a chance.
You feel a little more substantial than before. Less camping and scrounging off the land, I take it?
You could say that again. I slept under the stars enough for a lifetime. You know I miss that, actually. You're calling me chubby? I'll take it as a compliment. You look good, too.
I suppose I do, don't I? I'm glad you seem well. Truly.
Let's not get sentimental. The feeling's mutual. Tell me what you've been up to.
Wandering, mostly. The adventuring life is almost a tonic when you're not constantly threatened by brain monsters and cultists. I can finally see the world beyond the cloister.
I thought you might crave a little peace and quiet after all that happened. Come on, tell me, where have you been? Yeah, where have you been? What have you seen? Sounds like you're doing right by yourself. Yeah, it sounds like you're doing right by yourself.
I like to think so. Choosing my own path is still something of a novelty for me, but at least I'm free to make my own mistakes. One of my first stops was the House of the Moon in Waterdeep. It's the largest temple of Selûne in existence. It seemed like the perfect spot to reflect on my parents, on where they came from. And where I came from too, I suppose. Hard to imagine, isn't it? Me, of all people, in the lair of the Moon Witch herself. God, your truest act of heroism was putting up with all that char and drivel I was spouting for so long.
Your parents would be proud of you. You're right, it was heroic. Did Volo just disappear in the back? You know what? That's fine. Are you going to turn to Saloon rhetoric now? Are you going to turn to Saloon rhetoric now instead? Your parents would have been proud of you.
Oh, I know they are. I can still sense them, I think. And one day we'll be reunited.
What else have you been doing?
Well, I've had run-ins with my former fellow Sharans on a couple of occasions. Word seems to have spread of what happened at the cloister. Now other chapters of Shar worshippers see me as a prime target to offer up to their lady as a sacrifice. Don't worry. I know their tired old tricks better than anyone. They'll need more than a hooded cloak and poisoned blade to best me. Especially when I have a friend on the inside keeping me abreast of their predictable little plans.
Oh, you mean that Nocturne person? Or, well, that one person.
None other. The matter of her faith and allegiances remains complicated, let's say. But she is still my oldest friend. I have hopes that perhaps she might turn from Shar entirely given time. But that's a decision she will have to make for herself. If that day comes, I'll be ready.
Nice. So what's next for you?
I don't know. Which is just the way I like it just now. Perhaps I'll just stick a pin in a map and see what I find, or head to the docks in the morning and scrounge a berth to find somewhere new. I'd like to see the islands, maybe, or head south to Arm. I heard there's an enclave of werecats that hunt the followers of dark gods by moonlight. I'd love to see if there's any truth to that. But enough about me. What have you been up to?
Tell her you've been living quite an existence, and you're very glad for it. Boast of adventures you've been embarking on since you parted ways. Yeah,
Do you ever rest? Think of all those poor, budding adventurers looking to make a name for themselves. Take some time off and give them a chance, why don't you? Hopefully, these meetups will become a regular occurrence. It's not that I miss the tadpoles, but at least it brought us together. Now we've got to make the extra effort ourselves.
Don't worry, we'll keep in touch. Getting a group of friends to regularly agree on a time and a place can prove challenge. That's a good line. Don't worry, I'll keep in touch. We'll keep in touch.
I'm sure we will, but let's be proactive about it all the same. We're more than capable. After all, we've faced down bigger threats than wrangling together a few social calendars. Don't be a stranger.
So there is still a hope later in the future, sometime, somewhere, maybe, possibly, that we may. Oh God, I have no chance with her anymore. The game's over.
With friends amidst nature. What more could I wish for?
I think that's everybody of our group.
Let's see what this does.
There's some papers. 6 months since the assassination of Archduke Gortash. New Bardic School, Tiefling founder, secures Upper City funding, small son, new district built. This assassination of Gortash. Fuck you, you're still a dick. Last holdout cultists cleared from Temple of Baal. Excellent. Volothops. Guide to Baldur's Gate, Bard seeing contributions of newest edition. Bodies continue to sacrifice from Iron Throne wreckage. Oh, surface! Ooh. Settler found bound for lands. Upper admin claims curse is lifted. And Carl in the back. Ravenguard returned to full strength. Excellent.
What's cooking?
Time has come and gone.
Withers has a keen
Duke
eye for a
Stillman's
nice vintage.
murderers still at
Well,
large.
Scrounging in barrels and crates for supplies
Who?
when he could source these. God, I remember one evening when we had to eat 14 apples, some fish heads, and a stale loaf of bread just to get by.
And they were good, goddammit. Orm's army dispersed from Baldarian borders. Oh yeah, the army that was still kind of there. 6 months on. Tower without a wizard. Oh, that's right. This guy's dead. Fuck him. Report Stone Lord killed by beloved ranger. Nice. Eye Harper no more. Hero druid goes to ground. What? See, okay. So I'm pretty sure.
Keen eye for a nice vintage.
I'm pretty sure I could have
Scrounging in
gotten.
barrels and crates for supplies when he could source these. God, I remember one evening.
Oh yeah, that was
when
just
we
the
had
same
to
thing.
eat 14
I'm
apples,
thinking I
some
probably
fish
could have
heads, and a
taken
stale loaf of bread just
or gotten the two Saloonites. You know who I'm talking about. I could have probably gotten them together at the tower, and they would have been alive forever and all that kind of stuff. They would have been nice. It would have been nice. Ooh, scroll disintegrate. Circle of death. Could I just turn heel and kill everybody? Probably could. Withers!
This one night is like any other, and yet different. Thou art the savior of Baldur's Gate, until such time it requires saving again. How dost thou feel?
I feel satisfied. I accomplished everything I wanted to do. I did my duty, no more, no less. I can't help but feel some things have been left undone. Getting tired, I might just go to bed. I think I've caught up with everyone. What comes next? Can't help but feel something has been left undone.
If thou could only see the paths of fate untaken, thy mind would surely break. Be glad of thy chosen path. It is, after all, thine.
It's true.
Enjoy the revelry of the day. Thou deservest at least that much.
I suppose I'll return to the party. Yeah, okay, well, no, I've talked to everybody. I think I've caught up with everyone. What comes next?
What indeed? Prick up thy ears and listen. The balance of the world restored. The balance of these lives, mortal and otherwise, brought to account. Hear me, thou heroes, wastrels, friends. I have waited long to tell you these words. It is over. For now. Thou played thy part in weaving the fabric of fate itself, but for every thread you sewed, so did the gods unravel another. Sleep, rest, revel, but be ready. For thou mayst yet be needed. Until we meet again, I wish thee every possible fortune, health, wealth, love, and above all, problems worth solving.
The greatest friends I could ever dream of, to brains without worms and a good night's sleep, to the hope of more adventures to come. You know what? To brains without worms.
To you.
You can't hear it, but I'm clapping right now. Snaps. Snaps and all that. Woo! Oh, boy. Oh, was that a game or what? Oh, that was great. This is such a great game. Absolutely wonderful. But you know what time it is. It is time, once again, now that we have finished the game, to review it. Baldur's Gate 3. I have played a lot of Larian games. We got the Divinity 1, Divinity 2, and now Baldur's Gate. Okay, that's not a lot of games, but they're very long games. And I was a fan of Larian before Baldur's Gate 3 came out. Love the Divinity series. And I knew, coming into Baldur's Gate 3, that I would love this game. Just flat out, I knew. Because I knew that they could pull it off. Didn't know in what capacity, but I knew that they could pull it off. And coming into it, I was expecting, okay, we're gonna get Divinity Original Sin 3, but in a D&D setting. That's what I was expecting. That's not what we got. We got an absolute, almost reimagining of game mechanics and, well, maybe not reimagining, but an absolute wonderful retool of what they are good at. The environmental storytelling, the character storytelling, the game storytelling. This was a marvel of a game. So totally unexpectedly over the top, more than I was expecting. I mean, where to start? First and foremost, let's say characters. I think it was that one of the best decisions they made in having voiced character companions, because that made people pay attention to the game. Because this, if you haven't played the original Divinity Original Sins that they've done, that Larian has done, go and play those games. The only difference I feel in popularity that this game got rather than them was that there were waifus and husbandos that everyone could get behind. They pulled like a Mass Effect or a Dragon Age where you had love interest characters. I think that, well, I mean, that's not the only reason why this game became really, really popular. But I think that's the main reason why everyone's eyes drew attention to it. And then, on top of all those excellently done characters, both story-wise and acting-wise, you had the entire gameplay and world and story in it. And that's what made people stay. But that's what I was expecting. Because Larian Studios is amazing. Oh, the gameplay of having a really good D&D. It was tweaked for the game. It's not one-to-one rule sets on D&D, but it is perfect for what this game was doing. If you wanted to solve a problem in a specific way, you could. And there were so many permutations of problem solving with so much game. And everything had an answer pretty much. Which then let's go into the story and how monumental a task they developed such an immense story with so many branching paths that all interconnected, and I would love to see the spreadsheet. I would just love to see the spreadsheet and see just how branching this shit got. That is beyond recognition to my own brain. I mean, this is probably going to be one of, if not the greatest RPGs in a long time. CRPGs, okay, let's be more specific. CRPGs in a long time. Like a long, long time. And I know Larian Games and their studio, they're gonna update this shit. And they're gonna have a definitive edition eventually that probably people that own the original game will get for free. Because that's what happened with Original Sins 1 and 2. They had their updated versions and you got the updated versions for free. It's honestly going to, like, the legacy that this game is going to create, not just now, but in years to come, it's unthinkable and it's wonderful. Now, that's not to say this game is perfect. Okay, there are some problems. I think it's probably my playthrough and the way I play the game and the fact that I took, so long, and things felt choppy in certain places and narrative-wise to me because, I mean, like I said, there's a huge web of action and consequence, and it is hard to keep all of that together. And with the way I play games and being real weird about it, some things didn't overlap quite well towards the third act, and we noticed a few things here and there that got a little stretched weird. It might be how I played, but it also could be like the updates and hotfixes that happen throughout the playthrough that tend to tweak things and fuck around with stuff. Another 2 or 3 playthroughs and I'll figure out if it was me or the game. But for starters, I mean, it's a minor issue, but it's still something that does need to be addressed. Another thing that will be addressed is game difficulty. I played on, well, what was medium, the one above the easiest difficulty, and just like most Larian games, this is hard. There are hard encounters, almost to the point of, well, actually, no, not almost. There were encounters that were unfair. Now, to be fair, some places you're not supposed to go to when you're of a certain level, and the enemies are of a higher level. That's understandable, that's game mechanics. But when we went to the Shar Temple, and we were pretty high level, there was just so many people there. Like, we were outnumbered vastly. And then even with the final battle, we managed it with game mechanics and whatnot, but there was a lot of people there. So there is still the problem of DM's discretion not existing in this type of game, which, if you're not familiar with DM discretion, if you're at a normal tabletop game with people, you have a living DM at the edge of the table, and they are kind of softening the corners of mistakes and making sure people don't immediately get one shot all the time. You don't have that with a computer game. They are structured specifically to kick your ass and tell a story. And this game still does that. It was in the original Divinity 1 and 2. It's in this. It's in other CRPGs of this nature. It comes with the territory. So it's not a flaw necessarily, but it is something that you're going to have to keep in mind if you want to play on harder difficulties. And with heroic mode, I really don't know how that's possible. I'm gonna figure it out somehow, but I don't have an idea now. Otherwise, as flaws go, I mean, the game is pretty solid. I don't really think I have much critique to put on. So yeah, in summary, I guess, Baldur's Gate 3 is an amazing, probably once in a, not lifetime, but once in a blue moon CRPG that anyone that loves the tabletop genre should play and experience, because not only is the gameplay and the story great, the characters will sit with you and stay in your heart for years. The fan base is amazing, and I want to see Shadowheart naked. So, I'm probably going to be playing another, not now, mind you, but I'm going to be playing another file or something or other, and I'm going to do all the stuff, or at least a lot of the stuff I didn't do. I'm going to romance people that I haven't. I'm actually going to have joined the party Gale and Asterion, because they just didn't come back when I said nope in the first act, in the first 30 minutes of the game, which, again, that goes to my weird playing of the game, but that's kind of hilarious. You get one and done, whereas Shadowheart was back. It's hilarious to me. I love it. But yeah, I'm gonna be playing this game a lot more. There's so many, like I said, so many permutations, so much other stuff to find, so much to uncover. This game is amazing. This game is amazing. It is Larian Studios' probably best game to date, and I have no idea how they are going to continue. I doubt we're going to see Baldur's Gate 4 anytime soon. That's at least another 10 to 15 years off. Side stories would probably make the most sense, and I don't know what they would do for DLC. Honestly, the only thing I could think of that they would do would be more classes and more races. But because this is such story interwovenness, it might be hard to implement them. So I'm actually very interested in seeing how they Larian the rest of the, like, in future stuff, because like I said before, Divinity Original Sin 2 had so many updates, so many additions, modding stuff, updated graphics and key buttons and stuff. They reworked the game for the definitive edition, and I am very curious to see how they pull that off in this. If there's going to be more content, I'm going to jump on it. I'll show it on channel, I'll show it on stream. But for now, I'm just happy I beat this game and got the closure that I really wanted. So, with that said, thank you very much for watching this gameplay, this playthrough, this streams, because I am streaming too. I really enjoyed this game, and if you really enjoyed it, please follow me both on my YouTube channel here, my Twitch, like, comment, all the stuff. I'm really, really happy I played this. Now I have to think about what I'm playing next. I have ideas, but that's future me's problem. Right now, we're gonna rest, we're gonna relax, we're gonna hold off on the RPGs, because this one satisfied me real good. So, until next time, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoy your own Baldur's Gate playthroughs, whatever way you do it, because goddamn, that's what this game is all about. You do you, and see what happens.
There thou art, the dead three.
Oh, I wasn't expecting this.
Thy faces gods, thy actions barely worthy of the name. Didst truly believe thy ploy would succeed? Didst believe I would not notice? Thou soughtst to bolster thy strength by taking away the souls of mortals. But souls vanish when their hosts become mind flayers. Didst think the other gods would not notice? Gods thou may be, yet thou hast proven thyself fools, everyone. The supplication of Bane, the whimper of Baal, the death mule of Merkel. Felled by mortals, I overestimated thee. They did not. Vermin, away. Thou wilt trouble us no more.